This book was written because some stories cannot be told indirectly. Trojan Warriors records a work that took place openly among prisoners, courts, officials, and men whose lives had already been judged by society. It exists because what I witnessed in the Philippines could not be left undocumented. The title alludes to the ancient story of Troy, not as a trick, but as a picture. Men hidden from view, written off as lost, were brought into open, not by deception, but by truth. This book is not about strategy, it's about salvation. The mission began with injustice. Men imprisoned in New Bilibid prison, some guilty, some wrongly accused, living behind walls, barbed wire and corruption. But imprisonment is not only physical. Many live in spiritual captivity without bars or guards, bound by sin, guilt and despair. The gospel addresses both. In 1999, news reached me that my brother Michael had become a Christian while imprisoned in the Philippines. That news led directly to our first mission. What followed was unexpected. We were granted access. Doors opened that should not have opened. Opportunities arose that could not have been planned. Men listened, not to theories, but to testimony. Trojan Warriors records 66 testimonies of prisoners who profess faith in Christ. These were not polished accounts. They were spoken by men who had little to gain and nothing to hide. One of these men was William Ola Pollock, whose own story later became a book in its own right. This book also records opposition. There were objections to the mission. Questions were raised. Accusations were made. These matters are included plainly, not to defend ourselves, but to present an honest record of events as they occurred. Trojan Warriors is not a book about heroism. It is not a celebration of missionaries. It is a testimony to what happens when the gospel is taken seriously and spoken where it is least expected. The men in this book are not projects, they were people. Some were guilty, some were victims of injustice. All stood in need of mercy. This book was written so their voices would not be lost. It stands as a witness to the truth that no prison, physical or spiritual, is beyond the reach of Christ. If you have ever wondered whether the gospel still has power in the darkest places, Trojan Warriors was written with that question in mind.